Hello, everybody. Welcome here inside of Autódromo, Guaíba-Jacuí, home of the Brazilian e-Prix. It is the Banco do Brasil Brazilian e-Prix. And of course, as always, a warm bem-vindo ao Porto Alegre as we get ready to go for the 12th round of the championship as we make a steady march toward overdrive. And as always, the best that the Electric Racing Tour has to offer. It's the best in electric stock car racing, taking on the streets of Porto Alegre alongside the little festival area that also is in the parking lot of the famous Estádio Beira-Rio. Of course, bad Portuguese aside, it is time to go into your Hankook driver spotlight as we prepare for today's race. Starting off with Funny Raffy. It's about as close to a home race as he's going to get so far. The Peruvian, the same continent as, of course, in Peru and Brazil sharing the continent of South America. This is going to be, like I said, the closest he's going to get to a home race and a good opportunity for him to show up and show out. He's qualified on pole. He's got the 5 bonus points. And despite having a couple of issues in qualifying with the handling of the car, he has managed to conquer it. And he is the fastest out of everyone else here today. Of course, we got Marcel, who's fresh off of a win in the Truck Series earlier today. Not going for Cup points, but he is still trying to get some of that Cup experience, and he is definitely going to be making himself a push as he has definitely made himself one to watch at this racetrack with that truck win. Should be a good one here today with that fast white car. But finally, the third one that I want to keep an eye on today, going to keep a look on Max. Now, the only reason why he is last place right now is because he did not qualify. But he is obviously, well, he's got the stickers on his car to prove it. Multiple wins here in the Cup Series. He is, well, aside from the cursed shirt, that is, should be one to watch here today, as he always is, with I think it was like 3 wins in a row he had at one point in the season. Of course, the attendance has dropped off a little bit, but he is still always a threat on the racetrack, despite the most cursed car you'll ever see and the most cursed t-shirt I've ever seen. That doesn't stop him from having the fastest Ford in the field. The only reason why Perez Motorsports is relevant, to be completely honest with you. But we are going to head down trackside for the national anthems. Of course, starting off with the national playing of the national anthems of the United States and Brazil. Please rise and remove head cover for the playing of the national anthem of the United States. As soon as I can get the bot going here. Please remain standing for the playing of the Brazilian national anthem. What the hell? If someone does that again, I swear to God. Okay, who keeps screwing with it, actually? Like, who keeps screwing with it? Drivers, start your engines. I'm gonna hang whoever kept screwing with the bot during the Brazilian anthem, dude. Alright. But with that being said, the drivers are all ready to go. It is the fourth international race this season. We were in China earlier on in the year, then we were in Australia. And I'm trying to remember the other one, but now we're here in Brazil. And it's not the only international, or it's not the last international race we have on the calendar. We still got a couple more. We know we have a race in Germany coming up soon. A couple of Canadian races, Southern Alberta. It was supposed to be next week. However, we have moved that race back a couple of weeks. We'll be heading to Portland next week instead. But you don't really care about that. The question the question that everyone has on their mind: drivers, are you ready? And everyone is all set to go here for this race in Brazil. The first time we've been in Brazil since the races in Rondônia the past couple of seasons, but we're not at that track anymore. We had a hiatus from it last year, but a fresh new start in Brazil with Porto Alegre coming in from Rondônia up to Porto Alegre. Should be a good one here. But the drivers all ready to go. 35 laps, 6 drivers, although more could potentially join, although it is Father's Day, so I wouldn't hold my breath. Now, as always, we'll be starting off the race with the countdown. Of course, this is the lights that you can see there on the front stretch. There are also a couple of rows of lights as well, so those in the back also could have a better view as well. That being said, the drivers are all good. Let's just take a look one more time, make sure everybody's all ready to go. Today's race is 35 laps, which, considering it only takes about a minute 12 for these guys to get around the track on average, should be a pretty quick race barring any cautions. Fuel should come into play, as I forgot to change the battery consumption, so we will probably see a couple of pit stops today, I guarantee it. So drivers are all ready to go. Now, with that being said, pay attention to the lights, drivers. And we will start the lights here now. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. It's the Brazilian e-Prix from Autódromo Guaíba-Jacuí, as they barrel off into turn number 1. As we got a couple people off course, narrows off into the grass. They're able to recover it, though. So it could have gotten a lot worse, and Maxwell sends it in as they go into this little chute and up toward the gymnasio. And on to the stadium straight here as they make the hard break. And we know a couple of people have been reporting some issues with the handling in this part of the racetrack. It was an issue in the truck race. It's going to be an issue here too. Most likely it's just about how they manage it in that corner. This one a lot easier of a corner to manage though, as this is going to, still a little bit of a shuffle there throughout the back. As they come into the final hairpin here for the first time, it's Raffies out to a screaming lead with Narrows, and then, oh, by the way, CC limit is 10 for a 1 out of 3. So please keep that in mind. We didn't enforce it in the truck race. That is completely my fault, but and with that, look at this, your running order. It's Raffies, Narrows, and then Rapid to start out the opening stanza. This one, Narrows goes off course. Rapid kind of follows in behind him, and now on board as they head down through Beira-Rio. A little bit of sparks off the wall. We saw that in the truck race. I don't know what's up with that, but we'll go a little bit wide. You can run a little wide there in that corner, especially if it's a necessity in that specific part of the racetrack. And a couple of heavy braking zones, a couple of chicanes, probably admittedly a couple where they shouldn't be, but they are making it work so far. Maxwell got into the wall off of Marcel, and now Narrows under a little bit of pressure. Rapid overshoots the corner up toward the power substation there. And onto the main straight they go here. Lap number 3 is what they'll start, and it is still Raffies into the lead. He has led every single lap up to this point. He's also pulling away as he now eventually makes his way into this little carousel section here, feeding onto the back roads up toward the event center. And that could be probably reprofiled next season. We do have a little bit of room to run here. We do see, though, Maxwell is side by side with Narrows. This is the battle for second as he gets walled into the backstretch. Narrows with a special paint scheme for the month of June. Although this is the first time they've been able to run that. A good move down to the bottom of the racetrack. Maxwell keeps 2 tires again. That curb is technically, I guess, considered part of the racetrack in the Electric Racing Tour rulebook. Heading up into the heavy braking zone here, and while these two are battling, oh, Maxwell makes a mistake, but so does Narrows. I argue an even worse mistake there, and we got trouble. Rapid is around there in the back. A bit of a self-spin there, and Blend tried to take advantage. Marcel also in the mix, the truck winner. And Blend, severe understeer out the back, and I do know we had a couple people report that I had some problems with that hairpin in testing. You have to get it down into the second gear to have a good corner there, but Blend trying to get a hold of the toe off of Marcel, the 2 European drivers here. Although now that I mention it, I think aside from Rapid, there's not a single American in this field today. But Raffies in his quote-unquote home track, the same way Coda is a home race for Daniel Suarez, I guess. He is doing very well here in this race, but yeah, he was the fastest in qualifying. A 1:12 was the thing there. Rapid and Marcel, by the way, and also Max, it looks like, are almost to the halfway mark of that 1 out of 3 threshold for the corner cuts. So do keep in mind that. Of course, we do want you to still race hard, but don't abuse the track limits too much here. But Raffies has led all laps so far ran in this race. We have 31 laps to go once he crosses the line. We have been live for about 14 minutes now. So probably be here just a little bit longer. But so far this race, not the most thrilling race in the world, I must admit. But Maxwell has managed to get away from Narrows, at least temporarily. Those two both, I believe, for Perez Motorsports, but Narrows trying to get as much as they can on that number 12 car of Maxwell as they come in through the first little tricky set of S's here up toward Gimnasio. Oh, got trouble, got one in the wall, and I've been disconnected. Sorry, guys. Are you serious? Who shut down the server? Is Angel having another mental breakdown? What the hell's going on? That can't just be me, right? Unless my internet disconnected, which is a likely story, I guess, but... Okay, please, someone please tell me. Please. Okay, it's not just me. So it's obviously the same retard that's been messing with the frickin' bot. You gotta be kidding me, dude. You gotta be kidding me. Now you can see what games I play. Alright, well... Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. That's great. Autódromo Guaíba-Jacuí is down for some reason, and I don't know what the hell's going on. So, yeah, that's great. It said the server got shut down. I don't know what happened to it. I'll keep trying, but... This is ridiculous. My internet didn't go down, I know that. Because you guys are reporting it as well. We might have to postpone. I mean, this is crazy. This is... It can't be Cody. He was never an admin. Now I can't even join the hub. I'm not banned from Roblox. I got a message, though. That's for Roblox credit. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I guess we might have to just... So for those watching on PSN, this is like when CNN broadcasted the Challenger shuttle explosion. We don't know what the hell's going on. But we'll try this at a later date. Until next time, and all right, we're back online. For those watching on Perez Sports Network, we had a bit of a technical gremlin here. Everyone's back into the server. Well, not everybody, but most people are back into the server. Order is the last completed lap. Yes, and I got that order for you here. We'll be restarting on lap number 8. Caution is out for Roblox being Roblox. That is the strangest thing I have ever had happen in a row race. I think I joined first. It's either that or Narrows. I can't remember. So for those who are just tuning in, we are still live. This race is not over. Something happened with the game that I am not aware of. And I have a sneaking suspicion that it wasn't... That it wasn't Roblox. I have just a suspicion, but... Yeah, anyway. So, caution is technically out. We are under the first yellow of the day. It is lap number 8 out of 35, although I am going to shorten this race to 30, if that's okay with you guys. Yeah, oh my god, my ping's at 216, by the way. Yeah, so let's just, yeah. We're gonna shut down. We're gonna get a new server. Still restart at lap number 8. Let me join first, and I'll tell you guys when it's clear. Alright, all clear, all clear. So for those who are just tuning in, we do apologize. We had some technical gremlins. Now we have to just kind of go through the process of getting everybody back into the game. Please bear with us while we take care of that. We'll be restarting on lap number 8 out of 30. Scheduled distance was 35 laps, but now we are going to shorten it to 30 as a result. You guys are clear to join, by the way. I'm the only one in here. What the hell's going on? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Come on, man. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I love Roblox. It's my favorite game in the whole wide world. Okay, Marcel's here. And I ended up outside the box for some reason. Okay. My ping's at 200, but as long as you guys have good ping, that's all that really matters. So I apologize everybody for that again on PSN. Just unforeseen circumstances there. I don't really know how else to call it. Yeah, Rapi's hold on. Make sure everybody is still in the game here. Max gave up. Yeah, I don't blame him, honestly. Yay. Okay, now Raffy's is NR. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Raffy's would be really pissed off with you. I am exhausted. I'm extremely sleep deprived, so... Ugh. Alright, Raffy's is back. Sorry, I'll change everybody's laps, don't worry. We will not use the lights this time. Fuck it. There we go. Okay. Alright, countdown will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Green flag back in the air here in Brazil. Taking the phrase, you're going to Brazil, literally. And now, around the outside, the 4 tries to get something going off of it. Bounces off the inside wall, and now into turn 3, I think this is. And now up into the little S's section here. Everyone's corner cuts have been reset, by the way, but the threshold is still 10. Marcel has a little bit of an understeer coming out of that corner exit, but he's still trying to make the most of it. Narrows, who actually won the fun race last week. We were supposed to race this track last week, but the track was not going to be ready in time, even in a bare-bones state. So we raced at West Texas for a fun race. Narrows is fresh off a win there, trying to, off the outside wall. And now a little bump draft from Raffies. Lap number 9 here, as we are almost through the third mark here in this race. Into the first corner. Here comes Marcel, and squeezed into the inside wall there. Mind the track limits there, 24. But we also got a battle there for dead last. Max, by the way, has retired from the race. I'm gonna give Narrows a verbal there, to be honest with you. Although Narrows is approaching that threshold. And Marcel tries to make a lunge down the inside, and there's some, he just kind of gave a Bristol-style bump and run. It's a flat racetrack, but there are, oh my God, I didn't even see Raffies. Raffies is right there. I can hear Jaws music. He just came out of absolutely nowhere. Blen is also battling with Rapid for this fourth place spot. So either way, Blen is not going to finish last today, but he is still trying to hold on, and Rapid Skill did have his number on that last lap, and we're going to pay our attention back up to the lead now. Narrows, Marcel, and Raffies all under a blanket in the 10. That's a close call there. Whoa. Oof, I considered the 1 out of 3 there. And Raffies has a stroke. Marcel's going to take advantage. He's going to go to the lead, but now here comes Narrows. I don't know why there's sparks. Nobody's hitting the wall. We got trouble. Big trouble. Oof. And Raffies is going to run. Did he cut that? I have a feeling he cut that. Maybe I'm just hallucinating from being sleep deprived, but I don't want to make a call off of what I thought happened, because it could have just been nothing, and I'm not really ready to face those consequences. So Raffies will get back into the lead. Marcel second, Narrows third. Blen has managed to get his way into fourth. You got pushed. Okay, that makes sense. My butt hurts. I hurt my hip playing softball the other day, and my body does not like me. So I might need to reprofile this corner for season 6. I really do think I could have just let that go as like a carousel or something. It's whatever. I mean, we already got enough chicanes as it is on this godforsaken racetrack, so I put a lot of effort into this track. We are coming back next season. Just seems like all my Brazilian tracks seem to suck, though. But coming back onto this main avenue here, coming into the hairpin, using an actual part of the street here. This part of the street actually was just recently paved. And Blen, where the hell did you come from? He is at the back bumper of the 10. He is getting a lot. He's gonna dump the 10. I'm probably gonna give a verbal there. That looked just like racing contact there, but I feel like that could have been avoided at the same time. Narrows is halfway, and so is Rapid is halfway to getting a 1 out of 3 for the corner cut, so please keep that in mind. Do need to keep your car under some semblance of control here, but Rapid is all the way in the back. Honestly, he's just kind of hurting himself. Raffies is into the lead still, but Marcel, I can definitely tell, is definitely trying to get up to that number 7 car. Rafi's looking for his 3rd career win in the Electric Racing Tour. I think. It's either that or his 2nd. I think it might be his 3rd. Either way, he's not worried about a what-if right now. He's trying to keep himself in position to win this thing. But Marcel is cutting that gap as they just got a little bit more time through the hairpin. Take a look at your Ionity fastest lap, which is going to go to Marcel as of right now. He's got those 5 bonus points. So this is going to be his 2nd career win, according to Rafi's. So he got his 1st career win last year. By last year, I mean season 4. Ooh, Rafi's into the wall there. That's going to give Marcel a little bit of an opportunity. Almost halfway through this race, by the way. Not really through the scheduled distance, but... Sorry, that probably sounded awful, but I had to get a little snack. So Rafi's all by himself, it looks like. I can't tell. Oh, I do see a battle, though. I see a battle. I'm sorry. Fox Sports could do better than me there. Side by side, Narrows and Blen. Blen again did not have a great start to the race, but it seems like he's learned this racetrack because now he's going toe-to-toe for 3rd if he doesn't get hooked. Narrows down to the bottom. He's got the 16 right where he wants him. Blen holds on for now. And Narrows got the better corner exit, frankly, there. Now down into the stadium section here, now up into the parking lot. And yes, I was too lazy to paint the lines on the parking lot. Blen sends it in. Ooh. I'm going to say racing contact there in that corner cut. I'm going to take that corner cut off because honestly, that's just a case of just getting sent there, really. Sorry. My blood sugar's getting low and I'm eating pretzels. But look at Rapid, though. I sound like Clint Boyer right now. Rapid trying to get up to that 3rd and 4th place spot. Narrows kind of took some liberties with the corner there, and so did Rapid. Frankly, he's going to get caught with that 8th corner cut. But Narrows to the back bumper of Blen. It's rude to talk with your mouth full, but there's really not much else to watch but Blen and Narrows making a show out of it for 3rd place. That's that final podium spot, quote unquote. Narrows misjudges the corner. Just one of those places where they've been locking up today. And this is going to give Rapid an opportunity, but he sends it way too wide into the hairpin. Rafi's still your leader. He is gaining time on Marcel, so that gap is widening. A gap that's almost as wide as your mom. And Marcel into 2nd place still. He's gaining a little bit more time, though. I can't tell if it's just the chicane. Oh, Marcel messes it up bad. Rapid and Narrows are 2 corner cuts away from a 1 out of 3. Because time penalties are just way too much to keep track of. And cleanly in through that final chicane there. Well, that makes the Singapore Sling look sane by comparison. And now here comes Narrows Arrows. Up onto the bottom, misjudges the hairpin exit, and Blen got the best of it. Marcel did get a little bit of time there, but Raffies has been keeping his pace today. Yeah, I'm probably going to reprofile. I might not remove that chicane entirely, but I might make it a little bit wider. And coming in back in through Estadio Beira Rio into the stadium side. You can't really even call it a stadium section because it doesn't go into the stadium like Hermanos Rodriguez does, but Raffies is losing a little time to Marcel, though. He is getting a little closer in that rearview mirror. They're both taking that corner better now. Narrows is one away from a 1 out of 3, by the way, so they got to be really careful about how they try to set up for a pass here with Blen. And Blen still holding his line there. They keep it going in through the hairpin. And I just kind of had a little birdie in my ear here. What's pit stops going to look like? We might see pit stops coming here at any moment. Completely neglected to take a look at the battle. Narrows around the outside, makes it stick. Wow. We've been seeing a lot of moves on the outside in this league lately, and that is just another fantastic example here. And Narrows does get their 10th corner cut. And unfortunately, them's the rules, and then 20 will be a 2 out of 3. Rapid has seemed to have stabilized a little bit for sure. Oh, Blen into the outside wall again. That's going to give Narrows more than enough of an opportunity to run away with third, but Blen's had that pace on Narrows all day. I'm trying to find a battle here, but frankly, there's not really anything. I guess with only 5 cars, you really can only do so much, but Marcel, the gap, I don't think is telling the full story here. A 2.867 at the line, but taking it in through the hairpin, or not, good lord, I'm stupid. Well, it does lead up to the hairpin, but that's the chicane there, that final little chicane. And now into the hairpin. This reminds me, it's almost like a Latin, like Montreal, like that final hair, you know, that hairpin at Montreal. So Blen has got a little bit more time here to Narrows. Your 3M onboard camera, by the way. And Narrows trying to, you know, kind of play a little bit of defense while also worrying about what's in front of him. And Narrows, I can definitely see some blocking here. They're not doing anything wrong, but the 16 takes the back bumper. Oh, I'm going to say, yeah, nah. That probably could have been avoided there. We already gave him a verbal earlier, so 1 out of 3 to the 16 there. A little bit of a wheel hop off of the curb there as they come out of the parking lot. 16 follows him through, and that will lead him up into the hairpin, leading back onto the main straight. 10 laps to go here in Brazil. The first ever race at Autódromo Guaíba-Jacuí, which is named for the Guaíba and Jacuí rivers. And now look at this, the 16 is going to dive into pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. Pit stops were inevitable. And what are the chances that they could possibly pit again? Now that I think about it, Pit Rapid's also in the pit road. So that is something to keep an eye on as well. Can't lie to you, I need some coffee. So 10 laps to go here. Your leader is Raffies. He's led literally every single lap today. Well, aside from like 2. But 9 laps to go, and Raffies looking for career win number 2 in the Electric Racing Tour Hankook E-Cup Series. And we have a disconnection. Rapid Skill has DNF'd. He'll get the 5th place points. Marcel is also into pit road. And I also have another one in pit road, I think, as well. Narrows just pit as well. So far, the only one that hasn't pit is Raffies, but that time's got to be coming soon. That being said, Raffi is just kind of toying with his prey at this point. And he is going to get the 1 out of 3 as he's gotten corner cut number 10. And Raffies is going to make that hard right dive onto pit road. He is finally in. The Shark Motor Club Chevrolet, the last one to pit here. 9 laps to go, 4 cars left in the race. 2 of them have retired. And Raffies will come out of pit road here. Let's see how much of a gap it's going to be. Marcel, 9 seconds back from Raffies. So he's got a little bit of hunting to do, but they do have a fresh battery here. They swapped the battery out in pit road, and this is going to be an interesting charge to the finish here. Might be interesting to see how the battery situation evolves too, because there's no guarantees that they'll make it to the end. I think they very well could, but I doubt we're going to see anybody run out of fuel unless we get a caution here, which honestly, it's going to take a flip at this point for a yellow to come out. But Raffies is sitting pretty, 9 seconds ahead of Marcel. I mean, he's in the catbird seat, just looking for his 2nd win of the year. Or not 2nd win of the year, 2nd win of his career. He got a win last year. I believe it was at Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. It was an oval, I thought. And of course, we can go back and verify that. The results are right there in the Discord. Every single result from every single ERT race is in there, so unless Priscilla decides to crash out and delete it again. I still haven't fully forgiven her for that, by the way. We're talking again, but I haven't forgiven her. 7 laps to go here in Brazil. Not really any battles to speak of. The battle with Blen and Narrows is pretty much died in the cradle. Although Narrows is trying to get back into that spot. And with Rapid retiring, I mean, this is kind of a situation where they're going to need to get as many points as they can, because you remember Narrows driving in that Perez Motorsports outfit. Maxwell also. Those two, I mean, Maxwell did retire as well, but Narrows trying to get as many points as they can for Perez Motorsports. Especially as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. That Owners' Championship is going to be very interesting to see how that shapes up, but Narrows is gaining a ton of time, legally too. Although they are at 14 corner cuts, so that is definitely not a good sign, but 6 laps to go. I don't really think I'd be too worried about it. Actually coming more like to 5 to go. Well, next time they cross the line, it will be 5 to go. So that's the battle we're keeping our eye on, but Marcel has significantly cut into the lead of Raffi's. So that number 24 car, the fast white car, has found a ton of speed here. The only Tesla in the field, driving for Angelic Racing. And it's a part-time entry as well. It doesn't collect any points except for, well, not even owner's points actually, but the number 24 car is looking mad fast here or bad fast, I guess is the proper term, here in Autódromo Guaíba-Jacuí. Coming into 5 laps to go when they cross the line. Marcel, let's see what the split is now across the line. It was 3.55 last time by, and it's going to be 3.23, so he has improved by about a quarter of a second on that last lap. And now Raffi's, I don't think, should feel any pressure here, although it is only a matter of time before that 24 finds enough pace, and he is going to get into that toe of Raffi's. There is a couple of spots on the track. They are few and far between, but you can get that long draft down that one of these stretches and get some of that time back. However, there was a couple of mistakes there on that last sector by the 24 as they lead themselves into the stadium section. 24 lunges to the inside, uses the curbs. A very good corner there by the 24 car. Some of these drivers starting to find their way around that track glitch as well, so that is very awesome to see. 5 laps to go here in Brazil. Electric Racing towards third adventure south of the equator to Brazil. We were at Monster Energy Raceway Monster Energy Autodromo Rondônia past couple of seasons in the brick era and in the mesh era. But 4 laps to go here in Porto Alegre. The truck race was a pretty good finish today. Marcel won that truck race. He's looking to sweep the weekend by winning the truck and the cup races, but he's got to get to Raffi's first, looking for that second career win and the first win of season 5. And Raffi's came into this race, kind of needed himself a pretty good day to, try to make a splash in the point standings. And we're going to try to get that put up for you here, or not really put up, but we're going to try to get a look at that for you real quick. Coming into this race, right, Raffi's was just barely 4 points above Blen on the cutoff line. Narrows still a little bit off from the cutoff, however. Some of those positions, some of these points are going to matter as we come in close to the end of the season. Now, after this race, we will have only 6 more races left until Overdrive starts. We got Portland next week on June 28th. July 5th, we have Pocono. And then we got Southern Alberta on July 12th. Raceway Venray on July 19th. And then July 26th, we round out at Michigan International Speedway. So got a couple, the month of that, all of that Midsummer Madness leading up into mid-July is going to be a very interesting time indeed, as some of these guys try to get as many points as they possibly can, trying to get themselves into that overdrive hunt. And for the truck series, it's even less. They are currently sitting at the tail end of their season. And in fact, if we look back up to the truck schedule as well, they had their race today here in Brazil. They got 2 races left until overdrive. They were heading to Southern Alberta on July, or later on here in June, and then heading up to Bald Mountain Speedway to debut that racetrack here shortly as well. So only 2 races left, both of them short ovals. There's going to be tempers flaring, no doubt about it. Now we're going to take a look at the battle here between Blen and Narrows. That has reignited. They were just barely milliseconds across the line from each other on that last lap. We're coming to 2 laps to go here at Autódromo Guaíba-Jacuí. And Blen does kind of cut there. By the way, we do need to give him a 1 out of 3. So actually, he's already on a 1 out of 3, so it's 2 out of 3 now for that 16 team. And Narrows is trying everything he can to try to get by that 16 without going over the 2 out of 3 threshold. But Raffy's maintaining a safe distance. Once Marcel got up to that 2.5 second mark, he kind of started falling off pace a little bit. Despite getting in the draft of that 7, kind of wondering if some of that toe, that little extra speed, is making it harder to make the corner and thus making him lose time. But let's see what Raffy's can do if he can hold on to the end of this race. Narrows is 1 away, and we have a retirement again. I just pray to God that they pulled off of the racetrack. Oh, Narrows jumped out. Okay, never mind. Well, that's actually going to bring out a yellow. Oh, shoot, never mind. White flag, no yellow, no yellow, no yellow, no yellow, no yellow. Still green. 1 lap to go, presented by Hankook. I called it way too late. Come on. There we go. It is not a yellow. It's not a yellow. I am so sorry. Raffy's currently in the lead. This is 1 lap to go, presented by Hankook. Oh, boy. Blen went off track to overtake you. I mean, there's not really much we can do now because you're kind of out of your car. I mean, we could give him 1 out of 3. Oh boy, that's a tough situation. We've never really been in that situation before, but now coming down into the final corner. This is a big battle here. Raffy's might be able to hold on. He's going to do it. Funny Raffy's is going to get his 2nd career win. He'll be the first ever Cup Series winner at Autódromo. At Autódromo. I messed it up. He'll be the first winner in the Brazilian e-Prix. Well, 30 laps. Well, and I also got to really take a crap, so. And so with that, Blen should cross the line 3rd, and then Narrows should cross 4th. And unfortunately, Rapid and Max have DNF'd. But let's take a look now. Yep, Marcel is going to get that fastest lap, so congratulations there. But no points. We'll look at it again, Narrows, but you did jump out of the car, so I mean. All right, I'll be right back, actually. Raffy's, get yourself situated on the start-finish line. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I am so incredibly sorry about that. But we also need to remind our fans here that this victory is fueled by the same ones who fuel you. Victory's First Stop is presented by Maverick, Adventure's First Stop. Okay. Huh. All right. Raffies. So just line your car up sideways along the start-finish line, so I can get the picture. Yeah, that works. That works. That's good. Okay, we're gonna get the picture here. And Raffies gets the win. A great day for him. Just dominant all day again. Just, usually he'll have a day where he's dominant and then it all falls apart at the end, but not today. Raffies, a multi-time winner in the ERT. Not very many drivers have had that honor, but the picture will be taken here in 3, 2, 1. Picture. Raffies gets it done in his quote-unquote home race here in Brazil. Yeah, you're right. It almost did happen again because Marcel almost caught you, but it was a good battle to the end there, and I actually did not expect Marcel to gain so much time on that final lap, but he does it. And Raffies teabagging him now as a result. But next week we head to Portland International Raceway, another road course on the schedule, but not a custom one this time. We're heading back to old NASCAR tracks now for this next week, and then got another one coming up as well. This time I believe we just got a short oval coming up. We'll take a look at the schedule for you. Yeah, we're heading to Pocono on July 5th, so that should be a really good way to celebrate the I guess the I don't really know what the word is, but the day after of America's 250th birthday. So we're gonna sign it off here. But thank you guys so much for tuning in here on the Perez Sports Network. Remember, the best sports on the best network. Next week it is a Cup only weekend as the Cup Series heads to Portland International Raceway. The trucks will be off next week, and I think the week after until July 12th when the Electric Racing Tour heads to Southern Alberta Speedway. We'll have all that for you and more here on Perez Sports Network, your home for the Electric Racing Tour. But until next time, and you know there'll be a next time, have a good one. Raffies gets his second career win in the first ever Cup race here in Brazil.